Cardinia Park, North Melbourne continued its recent winning streak by beating Geelong in a high-scoring clash. Scores seesawed during the first half, and at the last change there was only 2 goals in it. But the Roos finished the better and moved 2 spots up the ladder. Drew Morford has the story.
For a match which started in teeming rain, it was hard to predict the sort of football to follow. They went goal for goal, marking high like Ablett,
Ablett at the back, big mark.
or low like Brownless. A 12-goal first quarter was completed by Allison on the siren.
Just before half-time, a great kick.
12 more goals came in the second, Allison setting up Longmire, who kicked 3 in 7 minutes. North, nearly the form team of the competition, rattled on 8 for the quarter. The best was by Allison, who is having a great season and doesn't need a lot of room. But the Cats were still in it at the long break after Gary Hocking kicked his 3rd. Another heavy downpour at half-time saw the standard drop, but Ablett slipped away from Martin long enough to kick 4. The margin was still 2 goals at 3/4 time, soccering the safe way to go in the conditions. Brownless kicked 5, but the Cats' forward line fell down completely in the last quarter. North's forwards took their chances, even capitalising on their opponents' hit-outs. And Longmire completed a 7-goal afternoon as the Kangaroos won the 7th of their last 8 games. Drew Morford, 7 Nightly News.
To the ladder, and Essendon moved to top spot, although Collingwood could regain it with a win against Footscray tomorrow, while 5th-placed Hawthorn could move a game clear of the pack if successful against the Bears.
The 1990 AFL Premiership season is proudly brought to you by 4 and 20, the great Australian taste. Ford, have you driven a Ford lately? BP, on the move. CUB, one of the world's great brewers. Westpac, you can bank on Westpac. And McEwen's, you can do it with McEwen's.
Revenge is the key word for Carlton fans this week. In round 4 they watched as the Eagles thumped the Blues to the tune of 50 points at the Wacker in Perth. But this time Carlton is doing the entertaining at home. Also on AFL Today we go to Cardinia Park, a ground that home side Geelong hasn't found to its liking this year. And the young North Melbourne side has no intention of making things any easier for them in round 17. And a very good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to AFL Today, to Cardinia Park, and also to Princes Park today, so I hope you can stay with us for the next 90 minutes. It's down the highway first up to Cardinia Park. Geelong looking a shadow of their former selves last year, of course, up against North Melbourne, who prior to today had won 6 out of their last 7, and many believed a late charge for the 5 was certainly not impossible for the Hopping Roos. Well, North Melbourne kicked the first couple of goals of the game, but then Geelong came back, led at quarter time by 11 points, but North Melbourne had come back strongly at half time to lead by 12, 13-5 to 11-5. Very good kicking for goal by both sides. Let's get straight into the action now. We pick up play with some 20 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, and North Melbourne still holding that slender lead.
Top game of football in the first half. Geelong first and then North Melbourne getting the advantage. Over the top was McCarthy, McRae. And it comes to Scholl now. Melbourne, a chain of hand passes. Longmire, Darcy, to his credit, got a kick in. Morgan, Flanagan, Gary Hocking still inside the square. 2-on-1 in favour of North Melbourne. But when you've got this man as the 1, and he could get a free kick, Gary Ablett, and Geelong supporters would indeed, Peter McKenna, have to ask why not.
Yes, I think that should have been a free kick to Gary Ablett. The umpire is saying it's a free kick anyway to Geelong, going to Hamilton. But the Geelong supporters roared for Gary Ablett. They love him down here. Hamilton, oh, look at the fly. Nearly a great mark by Stoneham. Well, we've seen one sensational mark early in the game by Gary Ablett, and that was nearly a great one. Been well held today by Ian Fairley, but he battles hard, Stoneham, always trying to get front position. Was Hepburn getting that? Hamilton to full forward, and Brownless, who marks into the open goal. 4 goals to Billy Brownless. Geelong hit back.
And that's just what the Cats needed after North Melbourne looked to be taking command. 13-6 to 12-7, the top game of football.
Well, Shane Hamilton, a very gifted player, number 25 for Geelong. And he knew that Brownless was one out. He sent the long ball down to the square. Brownless had a terrific battle with Paul Bryce. Bryce hasn't been disgraced, but when the full forwards kick 4, well, it's a worrying time for a fullback, and both full forwards on the ground, Brownless and Longmire, have kicked 4 each.
A game of football we're enjoying. We hope you are too. Under 19 minutes left in this quarter. Flanagan with Hepburn. Won by Hepburn. Yates. Mud bespattered. Went past the 2 stars. And Martin and Ablett. Picked up by German. German's kick out towards half forward. And ball very close to the boundary line. It's gone over it. Ahead of Darren Troy. So a throw in at right half forward for the Kangaroos. Troy the job of tagging Matthew Larkin. He's done a pretty fair job, I'd have to say. Hepburn again wins out. Carey, Chandler. Ball socket into the open spaces. Runs. McRae from a standing start. Unloads with a pretty good sort of a kick. Did Longmire touch that, or is it through? It's a goal. He made a meal of that, John Longmire. I suppose he had to go for it, but it's 6 points to North. 14-6 to 12-7.
Well, that bad luck to Neville Bruns there as he went in after that ball hard, picked it up, tried to give in a hand pass, but it was intercepted by his opponent, in fact, Dean McRae. McRae grabbed it, a quick kick, a high floater to the forward line, and look, hanging his head, Neville Bruns. He's not happy with himself, but he's been a good player today for Geelong. (14-6) plays 12-7, so 11 points the margin. Gary Hocking working very hard in the clinches. Always does. Mark Yates had a great battle with Carey. Here's Ablett. Ablett kicking it out. He's got tons of paces. He kicks it to the half-back line. Ooh, he ran. He did. He hurt the North Melbourne player there. It might be Allison. We'll pick him up in a moment. Carey close to the line. And I thought Ablett got the knees right into his back there. And he's hurt. Now, let's see who it is. I think it's Brett Allison. But at the ball at half forward, the play's going on around him. Here's Larkin. Grabbed. And the umpire will come in and bounce John Russo. Now, is it Brett Allison, Pete? Yes, it is. And I thought the knees collecting right in the centre of the back.
So they have. Been a good player, Allison. 3 goals.
A couple of great goals, too. At the ball at half forward for North Melbourne. Larkin doesn't seem to be 100% fit, but they need him in there with his class. And John Russo will come in and bounce again. The 2 umpires today, John Russo and Darren Goldspink. Flanagan there to do the ruck work. Now he's against Hepburn, coming in as Couch, he's having a good quarter. Ablett tries to soccer it off the ground. Quick hand passes to Chandler. He's unloaded by Hocking. And again, umpire Russo will come in and bounce.
So the third quarter, not as open as the first 2. Well, certainly starting off that way. 12 goals kicked in the first quarter. 24 by half-time. An amazing 2 terms of football. Hepburn, a big leap. Chandler on the bottom with Couch. We're not going anywhere, folks. And the umpire, thank heavens for that, has decided to play a free kick. Gary Hocking, the recipient, onto the left foot. Not a well-directed kick. Scholl taking the mark on right centre wing for North Melbourne. Centering kick from that player. Oh, strong grab. That's Carey. Or McCarthy.
He's been well held by Andrew Rogers, actually. He's done a good job, Rogers.
Too far out to score, Pete. 60 to 75 metres. He's done well, though, to chip it to Sean Smith.
Andrew Rogers disgusted with his teammate who didn't pick up Smith, because Rogers then had to go and take the mark.
Now, we get the distance with a heavy ball. Going pretty close. McCarthy was the flyer. Troy looking for a holding the ball decision. It's going to be a bounce almost right on the scoring line. 15 1/4 minutes left in the term. North Melbourne with the advantage, 90-79, and could increase it here. And in fact, the ball has been rushed through for one behind, and so they now lead by an even 2 goals. Which has been the biggest break I think we've had in the match to date, really. 14-7 to 12-7.
Actually, North kicked the first 2 goals of the game.
They did, in the rain. Darcy looking for a lead. And goes long towards the outer side.
Stoneham, centre of the pack. It's thumped the ground. There's Couch. Quick hand pass. This could be dangerous. North Melbourne plays in after an Anthony Rock at the base of the pack. And the umpire will come in and bounce again. Very heavy shower of rain during the halftime break has made the ground pretty slippery and difficult for the players. Sun's out at the moment, but won't be easy to handle that ball. Here's Steve Hocking. Quick hand pass to Gary, his brother. Centre wing, North Melbourne through Ramiro. Greatly improved player, Jose Ramiro, to the half-forward line. Big fly was by Sean Smith. Yates is in there. Gary Hocking's in there. And again, there'll be a bounce. Well, often umpires try and pluck free kicks out of those packs, but sensible umpiring by Darren Goldspink and John Russo in this quarter. Because there certainly weren't many obvious free kicks. Tapped the ground. Gary Hocking again. Dispossessed. There's a free kick to Geelong. Holding the man now. The advantage will be paid to Geelong here as it's taken away by Steve Hocking. Ablett used his body well. Have a look at the pace of Ablett. He waits for the bounce. Will he kick a goal? 55 metres. He straightens up the Geelong champ. What a great kick. Well, that might lift Geelong after the top goal by Ablett.
Magnificent goal by the champ. Used his body well, as Peter said. The opponent was out of position. Ablett got the bounce that he wanted. And that is a perfect example of how to kick a goal on the run. So Geelong back in business, 14-7 to 13-7.
Well, Gary Ablett, he's kicked 3. Martin has done a fair job, but on that occasion he just leant into him, Ablett, got the ball running his way, and he's got enormous pace, and we know how far he can kick a football. That was a 55-metre one right through the middle.
1 goal the difference now at Cardinia Park. Gary Ablett putting through his 3rd goal. And a really great game of football here. Hepburn knocks down. Chandler can't get clear. Well tackled by Paul Couch. And it will be a bounce. Organ. Indeed, is he going to throw it up? No, it's a bounce. The bounce is pretty high too. The surface, though, is pretty slippery. Flanagan. Well tackled by Sean Smith. Still trying to barge his way through. So are about 10 or so others. That's against Couch. Free kick going North Melbourne's way to Chandler. Chandler kicks to half forward. Scholl. Longmire. Darcy. Larkin. Well tackled. Hurried hand pass. Troy gets around Longmire and kicks the Cats out of danger. Morgan the target. Almost outmarked by McCarthy. But Morgan better at ground level. Gets well tackled by Allison. McCarthy. To Scholl. Longmire. And a great mark. Certainly well within kicking distance. Longmire with 4 goals so far. His first came from a free kick. But he has been a pretty good target for North Melbourne to aim at down there.
He used his body absolutely perfectly on that occasion as the long kick came down. Just nudged into Darcy, kept him on the defensive side and lunged at the ball for a good mark.
For goal number 5. And John Longmire gets goal number 5. North once again 2 goals in front.
Well, North Melbourne certainly a tremendous future. Just looking at some of those young players in that side. Well, Longmire's 19. He's got years ahead of him. Carey, the centre forward, still a young player there, wrestling with Darcy is John Longmire. And Michael Martin, of course, a young player. And even Peter German, he's still, well, he's young in football years. So they've got a future, North Melbourne, no doubt about that. North lead by 2 goals. It seems to have been the general margin most of the day. Here's McRae. Quick kick to the half-forward line. Troy has been a good player for Geelong. Very, very strong player, Darren Troy. The short one is on to Spiro Malakalis, or he wants to handball. Now he elects to go on. Oh, he tried. That's holding the ball, or was he licked? A fine line, that one.
He didn't go over the mark. How can he be called to play on?
Well, there's Rock going short, but Malakalis should have kicked that ball right from the start. Larkin to McCarthy, and this is danger for Geelong. McCarthy can kick a prodigious one every now and again. He's only had 5 kicks, but he thinks he can make the distance. A kick from just over 50. And the drop punt can really kick a ball. John McCarthy, look at that long driving drop punt, and it splits the centre. A magnificent kick by McCarthy.
McCarthy's first goal in North Melbourne after the biggest lead we've had in the game so far of 3 goals, 16-7 to 13-7.
Well, that all started from a bad mistake by Spiro Malakalis, who all the time when he took that ball, he wanted the handball. Instead of getting back and roosting it 60 metres down at his forward line, the ball's rebounded and an easy goal to North.
So North Melbourne getting the last 2 goals. That was McCarthy's first. 16-7 to 13-7 at Cardinia Park. North Melbourne, can they go on with it? Spiro Malakalis again. This time he does get his kick. A rather short one. Out towards the centre wing position. And that might be a push in the back to Brayshaw. He will take the kick just right of centre wing. Kicks to half forward. Rock. Larkin. Lovely balk. Longmire the target. Darcy went at him. McRae off the ground for a goal. Well, cup stuff. McRae second, and what a 6-pointer. 17-7 to 13-7. 4 goals the difference. The biggest margin of the game in favour of the visitors. Knocked down by Gallagher. Bruns. Turns slowly. Hits over his head. Smith. Malakalis. Spiro. Hocking. Stephen. Couch. Oh, you're caught, Paul Couch. Chandler's tackle was very effective. Ball still in play. Stephen Hocking. It's a free kick. Going North Melbourne's way.
And 50.
And Billy Brown has got to give the football back pretty quickly. Might be another 50. Not on the full. Paul Bryce. Kicks to centre field. Kneeled over Geelong newcomers up at the back. Down to Morgan in front. Morgan leading in the race from Scholl. Yates. Long sweeping turn. Back to Kneeled. Playing his first game. 2 Geelong players are down there. One of them should mark. Flanagan. Lovely smother by Fairley. Back to Gary Hocking. Kicks inside 50. Ablett got a hand pass. Nearly made something out of nothing. Ramiro rows it well from the defensive 50 and kicks to centre wing. Stoneham got a fingernail to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Outspins Gallagher. Onto Larkin. Larkin still with plenty of speed. Longmire the target. Plenty of space for him to lead into. And John Longmire within kicking distance right on 50.
Well, that is perfect forward play. Magnificent lead by Longmire, straight up the middle of the ground. Great pass by Larkin.
Longmire for goal number 6. He's missed and one behind. There are 2 misses by the champ this quarter. 4 goals won the difference. 17-8 to 13-7. 6.5 minutes left in the 3rd term.
Well, Longmire in future years is going to be almost impossible to stop on occasions when North Melbourne have possession of the ball, because he leads magnificently. There's Gallagher punching at the ground. They really need a spark, Geelong. That was Steve Hocking getting it to Morgan and on to Malakalis. This is Tony Malakalis, ran a long way with it. He's gone to the half-forward line. Martin underneath it had to show a lot of courage. Couch off the ground. Here's a chance for a goal. Spiro Malakalis, will he soccer it? He does. That's soccer tactics, bang. Right through the middle. Goal to Geelong. They needed it.
Spiro seconds, and they certainly did need it. They're 14th. 14-7 to 17-8.
Well, that was better play by the Cats. Right from the half-back line. Very, very deliberate. As they took it up the ground. The long kick. Landed over the socket off the ground, landed over the back. Malakalis with pace, didn't mess around trying to pick it up. Sensible play by the little rover. Put it through for a goal. They still trail though by 19 points, the Cats.
17-8 to 14-7, and we've got under 6 minutes left in the quarter. They need the next couple, Geelong, to have any show in the last quarter, one would think. Hamilton's kick is high, and he travels about 15 metres. Fairly taps down. Couch grabbed and then tackled pretty quickly. A bounce will be affected, not on the edge of the centre square. Fairly having a few words to the umpire. That's a no-win situation for sure. Stoneham to take the bounce. Now it's going to be Flanagan now, and he taps it to Stoneham. Well done. Out to Hamilton. Bryce leading out in front of Brownless as he played on. Long kick by Bryce. Off the hands of Gallagher. It's out of bounds. Close to centre wing, just on Geelong's attacking side of centre. The Cats can get another couple before three-quarter time. They're certainly well in with a chance because neither end is favoured by a breeze. Pretty still conditions here. Gallagher taps down. Larkin again. Larkin a late withdrawal last week. Probably still not 100% fit, but he's doing the job. Stephen Hocking from Yates. Onto Morgan. Ooh, onto Troy. Rode the bump well. Stephen Hocking again. Standing start kick. Flanagan. Hamilton. Brownless. Bryce. And Bryce's punch just got a little bit too much curry on it. And the ball out of bounds, forward pocket.
The difference, Pete, in the full forwards is Longmire comes straight up the centre and Brownless goes off to the side. It does make a big difference when it comes to those pinpoint passes. There's a hand pass coming to Brayshaw. To centre wing, Bruns, good play. To put Stoneham on the ball, obviously. Stoneham has not had a good day, but he's still battling hard as he gets it to Hamilton. Still looking dangerous, Geelong. There's Brownless again to the pocket, and he just can't quite take a difficult mark because that ball is slippery. But again, even if he had a mark that, he would have been on the boundary line. 3 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third quarter. They trail by 19. They need another 1 or 2 before three-quarter time. There's Ramiro going to ground. Here's a chance. Gary Hocking. He's been a good player. He straightens up on the right foot. Grabbed by Martin, and then he hooks it through for a behind. Well, Hocking should have done more with that kick. He was 25, 30 metres out. Should have put it through. He has already kicked 3, Gary Hocking. Martin, the big job on Ablett. Hasn't done too badly either. To the half-back line. Stoneham. He's the man they want to lift. Couch loses it. So does Gallagher. His quick kick just bounces before the line at half-forward, and a bit of a wrestle going on. Peter German and Paul Couch. Throw in to take place at half-forward for Geelong. Stoneham, good move to put him on the ball. And umpire Darren Goldspick will come in and bounce.
Yes, they'll lose nothing by that. Stoneham's had only 8 possessions for the day, which is most un-Barry Stoneham-like. 3 kicks and 5 hand passes. Taps out there, not very far. Gary Hocking goes down. Another whistle.
Terrific worker, Gary Hocking.
He is. A real goer. You can see the stats for Stoneham. They might improve with him being on the ball. Be surprised if they didn't. Scholl. Wobbly kick up to the square. Yates. Tearaway tactics. Long kick. Brownless in front. Is that a mark or a push? Bryce. Geelong supporters obviously not happy.
Well, the umpire was dead right, Pete.
Sean Smith with Hamilton. He'll go for the boundary line. Bruns and McRae. Now there's a whistle. Free kick going North Melbourne's way. It'll be taken by Sean Smith.
Well, that one a moment ago. Billy Brownless staged for that.
Well, if you can get away with it, why not? Be out of position.
But he didn't.
Troy and Larkin. He cuts it over the line. And North Melbourne working it forward in a rather unspectacular fashion. With a chance to increase their score with 1.5 minutes left before the final change. Gallagher and Stoneham. Gallagher's hand pass intended for McRae, couldn't take it. Tackled by Rock. Not rewarded. Rock not happy. And there's a few words to say to the umpire.
And I think Bruns had plenty of words to say to Rock too. Half forward for North. Gary Hocking has been a good player. Onto the left foot, a beautiful kick too. Flanagan is playing at centre forward on Feely, and there's a free kick for pushing the back on Flanagan as the shepherd. It was meant to be a shepherd, but kept him right in the middle of the back. Flanagan is a beautiful kick. Boundless up in front. Over the back, Malakalis. Now it's Ablett. And the ball beats them over the line, and Paul Bryce congratulating his teammate there. Some good play. Gary Ablett's had 11 kicks. He has kicked 3 goals. It's been a great clash with Michael Martin. Fairly from the half-back line. Couch has lifted his game. From 45 metres, Paul Couch hits sailed the goal and slams it through the middle. Geelong fight back again. Couch.
Three-quarter time at Cardinia Park, and the visitors North Melbourne with a 4-goal third quarter moved to 17-8, leading the home side Geelong 15-8, but only 12 points in it. Very little breeze at Cardinia Park as we go to the final quarter. Early on, no change in the score.
Might get another shower of rain too. We've had 2 very heavy showers here today at half-time, and just as the game got underway in the opening term, Spiro Malakalis, looping hand pass, the loping Flanagan. A hand pass finally. Malakalis fumbles. This is Tony this time. Gee, they look alike, those two. Brownless in the square. Goal! Just what the Cats needed to start the last quarter. 6 points the difference.
Billy Brownless has kicked 5 goals. So has John Longmire down the other end. Both full forwards have played well. It's been a tremendous game of football right from the start of the day. It's been even. It's been tough. It's been very, very desperately fought. That's been a great clash. Paul Bryce playing on Billy Brownless, but Malakalis with that quick kick caught Bryce unawares. Back he went to the goal square. Brownless to take a safe mark in his chest, and now the Cats in with a real chance.
And the rain coming down again, Pete.
A goal the margin. North Melbourne lead. They've had the lead for most of the game. Here's John McCarthy going to the half-forward line. Carey obviously playing in the pocket, trying to get around onto that right foot. Hooks it back to half-forward. McCarthy has got the fly. Well done by Mark Yates to hold his ground. Anthony Rock, a quick hand pass. Schwass, was he tripped? Umpire said no. He lies on top of the ball, and the umpire will bounce. The 2 umpires, Darren Goldspink and John Russo, and overall they've done a pretty good job on the day. Bounce at half-forward for North Melbourne. Every time Geelong has made a run at North, they've been able to reply with a goal. Gary Hocking has been fantastic for Geelong. That quick kick that lands in the hands of Chandler. He's had the job on Couch. This is Schwass, a high floater. Longmire in front. Punched the ground. Darren Troy's been solid in defence. And there's a very good defensive kick out to the boundary line and over at half-back.
Becoming an art form, the educated kick to the boundary line. Geelong with Poole and Christensen off the ground, unable to return. Christensen left the field in the first quarter. Spiro Malakalis, taking the first 90 seconds of the game. And we haven't seen him since. Battle on centre wing. Bruns. Picked up by Bryce. A high spiral punt kick to the 50-metre line. A marking contest, none paid, kneeled. Hepburn from a standing start. Kicks to the pocket and out of bounds. A boundary throw in right next to the behind post. North Melbourne's attacking area. 6 points the difference in what has been a top game of football, and maybe the best is yet to come. Darcy. Oh, he punched it straight to Larkin, whose snapshot is pretty close. It's a goal. And once again, the difference is 12 points in favour of the Roos at Cardinia Park. Stodham. Spiro Malakalis once more. He'll give it to Gary Hocking. Rock in pursuit. But Paul Bryce on his own. Flanagan caught out of position. And in the end, it was an easy mark. So North swing back into attack again. McCarthy tries for Ramiro. Stephen Hocking off the ground. German. Brown. The experience of German should win the day. He's chipped it in short and he's found Schwass. Schwass at midfield. Long bomb down towards half forward. Yates on his own. Mark Yates doesn't drop marks like that. Transfers it back over towards the member stand side. Not a good kick though. So Geelong will have to do some defending again. Stoneham stands the mark. Let's see what Hepburn can do with this. Down towards full forward as the rain comes down again. Larkin looks for the free kick. Yates might have given one away. He has. I thought Larkin staged a little bit for it. The free kick was there.
Well, he didn't actually take possession of the ball, and he sucked Mark Yates into there, giving away that free kick. But I think Yates, you know, you would imagine he would have thought Larkin really was in possession, but he didn't really take it. So the free kick was there.
So Matty Larkin already kicked one this quarter. He may have missed with that one. One behind. So Geelong fans breathe a sigh of relief. There's only one flag goes up. It's 13 points the difference, 16-8 to 18-9.
Well, North have had that slight edge all day. And, well, they'd really be pinching at Geelong if they won the game. But they're in there with a chance. They only trail by 13 points. Stoneham, he's the man they really want. But while he's on the ball, they've got problems at centre forward. This is Darren Troy, the long one. Couch in the front, tried to punch it on. Swooping over the back is Peter German to the half-forward line. Good play by Neil. Troy. Steve Hocking. Looking for Morgan. Morgan against Scholl. Who'll win out? Morgan will probably take this to the line. He does. And that was safety first. Good thinking. Halfway between centre wing and half-forward for North Melbourne. He's only had 4 kicks, but he's had 10 handballs, Darren Morgan. Stoneham hits it down, but straight to Scholl for North. Troy going back with the fly to the ball. He's got backup support from Rogers. That was good play. Tony Malakalis to Steve Hocking. Hocking back to Tony Malakalis. Hand pass was intended for Yates, but this will come unstuck because Schwass has got it. And a 70-metre torpedo punt kick. Carey hugs it to his chest. Good mark. And that all started by a bit of fiddling around by Geelong in the centre of the ground. A long kick would have been far more beneficial. Carey has kicked 2. He's had a great battle with Yates at centre half forward. Now he's been moved down to the pocket.
The goal here would make it difficult for Geelong with the rain getting just a little bit heavier.
Well, they would trail by 19 points if he kicks this, Wayne Carey.
Carey's kicked 2 so far. No problem with the distance. Only 25 metres out. Oh dear. Well, it's hard to make excuses for a miss like that, I suppose, except that the ball is pretty slippery. 18-10 to 16-8. And Geelong lives again.
See, if they lose this game, North, they'll remember those 2 shots of Larkin and Carey.
They will. Rain getting heavier all the time. McCarthy tries for the punch. Down it comes to Troy. Short pass. Stoneham takes a gutsy mark. That's Peter German. No, he didn't like the attention. Brown, the youngster, playing his first game and has done well. It's a good prospect. Not much of him, but does display a few talents. Couch, he's got plenty of those. Long hand pass. Some of the Geelong forwards, those statuesque down there. Malakalis, Brownless, has the ball punched away by Fairley. He's done a good job in defence. Hasn't got that many kicks himself, only 5, but he has been a very solid defender. It's a right forward pocket for the Cats. Geelong needing a goal. Ablett, Brayshaw, over the head of Rocker. That is bleeding from the mouth. Picked up by McCarthy. Back to half forward. Larkin, will he get a free kick again? He will. They're being held but not in possession, this time by Troy. And Larkin will take the free kick on left centre wing. Just on North Melbourne's attacking side of centre. Oh, strong mark again by Carey. And once you get that front position, Peter, Hard to get around.
He's a very good chest mark.
Carey, long bomb. Longmire, too long for him and out of bounds on the full. And so Rogers will take the free kick for the Cats, who are still trailing, but they're plenty of time. 14 3/4 minutes left in the game.
Rogers now playing on Longmire. The coaches have made a few switches. Carey is being picked up by Darcy. And down the other end, Fairley has moved onto Brownless and Bryce onto Flanagan. So their key defenders all being switched. That's Scholl off the ground to the half-forward line. It's tapped back into play and then eventually forced over by Tim Darcy. 18-10, played 16-8. So 2 goals, 14 points the margin. There's plenty of time. In fact, just under 14 minutes for the Cats. Well, here's danger though, because Jose Ramiro's got it. Hand pass over the top to Larkin. Larkin a further hand pass. Longmire over to Ramiro. Can't get his boot to it, and Geelong saved the day. This is Neil. Oh, valuable opportunity missed by North. Bruns was grabbed when he didn't have it. And he'll have a go at the umpire here. You can bet on it. Neville Bruns, look at him.
Well, that was excellent work by the Cats. Their persistence paid off, didn't it, Pete? Some strong tackling. Otherwise, North would have just about taken a vice-like grip on the match.
Well, Bruns was a bit stiff not to get a kick then. Now here's Malakalis, Tony Malakalis. Oh, he wants to handball every time he gets it. You can't do that with a slippery ball. You just got to get it and kick it. Chandler to half forward. Morgan underneath it. Can't take the mark. It comes back to Morgan. He taps it on. Rogers ridden into the ground. There'll be a free kick to Andrew Rogers at half back.
He's gone for a quick hand pass onto Stephen Hocking. Hocking goes for the long kick. His brother's the target and he doesn't let him down. Gary Hocking, Geelong's best player. Who's he got down there? No one, and Peter German chips into space to take the safest of marks. Rock. He's played on, has he?
Yeah, free kick to Stoneham in the back.
Barry Stoneham on the left centre wing for Geelong. 12.5 minutes left. Time ticking down. The Cats need a couple of goals to get them back in this match. They can do it. Marking contest. None paid. Chandler. Stoneham in the middle of a big pack of players. Yates will do the tidying up work from the back. Chips it in short. Hamilton's played a good game too for Geelong. Hamilton at centre-half back now. They don't want to waste it. Got to get it moving quickly. They do, this time through Troy. Troy to half-forward. Knocked away by Brown. Malakalis, Spiro, down to half-forward. Ablett was the target. Martin. Flanagan looks for a free kick. German. A good kick to position as it turned out, and Larkin finishing the game well. Started slowly. Almost a sensational grab to Longmire. He might still get a goal, John Longmire. Straightens up, shoots, and he has put it through for a goal.
Today's match is part of the CUB AFL 1990 Premiership season.
North Melbourne in the end proving too good, and an apt way to finish down at Cardinia Park with John Longmire booting 1 of 7 he kicked today. Allison also got 3 for North, while for Geelong, Billy Brownless 5, Ablett 4 and Gary Hocking 3. So North Melbourne keep their slender finals hopes alive. Geelong can now look to next year. We'll take a break, but we've still got plenty to come, so stay with us on AFL Today.
That's Gary Ablett in for a goal at Cardinia Park.
Ablett says thank you very much. Steadies, shoots and goals.
John Longmire's in absolutely wonderful form. Kicked 7 goals yesterday.
Longmire. Long kick. Could be a goal.
He's on his way to 100, John Longmire. Paul Couch won the Brownlow medal this year. Last year, I should say. Hasn't been in quite the same form this year, but that was a very, very strong goal. Attacking the goal front and kicking it truly. Matthew Larkin withdrew from the game last week against the Brisbane Bears with an injury, but he was back leading North Melbourne yesterday. It was one of his goals, and then he was involved in the next one for Longmire, who, as I said, was in terrific form with 7 goals, and he's one of the revelations of the season. He's living right up to the promise that he showed.
He might still get a goal, John Longmire. Straightens up, shoots, and he has put it through for a goal.